Welcome back to another episode of the Ministry of Truth. I am your only host on this show, which is why probably this hasn't been on in a while because the other guy got fired. Hold on, it's dark. Yo, that did not make it any better. Much better, much better. Not really. So, now that I've got y'all gathered here today, what are we going to talk about today? Yeah, a lot of nothing. There's a lot that happened in the past, I don't know, 2 weeks, but obviously we're still here. Tesla stock went up 20%. Big L for, the liberals. Uh, Pete Hegseth, possibly. Not really Pete, but somebody leaked a text to The Atlantic. Now, with The Atlantic, guys, here's the kicker. So The Atlantic is a publication that's owned by a billionaire. So you know what? We must believe a billionaire when billionaire tells us this is how it should be. Now, this billionaire, the owner and publisher of The Atlantic, stated that in 2021 that child sex trafficking was a conspiracy. She even has a photo of her hanging out at the pool with Ghislaine Maxwell. I know. It's okay. Totally believe everything that comes out of The Atlantic. And, well, there's a certain pastor out there who tried to make a fake AI about JD Vance talking bad about Elon Musk. And he's sticking to his guns. Bro, you've been figured out. It's all over the news. Stupid influencers. Which brings me to influencers. JDon had a case where he caught a predator with over 5,000 images of child pornography in the state of Oregon, Marion County. The police arrested the guy, seized his phone, and instead of charging, not the police did everything right. The district attorney there, Mrs. can't remember her fucking name, don't really care, from Marion County, Oregon, released the guy later that day. And after releasing the guy later that day, she decided not to charge him for the 5,000 images of child porn. So she decided to charge him with a misdemeanor of meeting up with a minor. Those are the DAs that, fight the power. Anyway, I don't know why I went straight into the monologue. That just shit had to get off my head before we went into stupidity. All we're doing is stupidity today, guys, because it's all that's been happening, really. Yeah. So let's get to a song. A very good song. Which I don't know why it's on the other screen. And boom.
We've all seen the man at the liquor store begging for your change. The hair on his face him, said he was in love. He said, don't worry about a thing, baby, doll, I'm the man you've been dreaming of.
Alrighty, let's get into the first video. I came across this morning on X, and I guess this is the press conference that they had at noon, Allentown, Pennsylvania time. In a day of hoaxes, not hoax wars, hoaxes, where people scream racism, MAGA tried to attack me, blah, blah, blah. I hope I have that video too. I do. Let me move that up. Sorry, I thought I had that next. But in the day of hoaxes, it goes, if it's against a black person and you say it's MAGA, it must be true. Never mind all that Asian hate y'all ignored, all the white hate y'all ignored, all the immigrant hate. No, keep doing that. Keep doing that. Illegal immigrant, of course. What happens when a city hall employee gets caught pulling a Jussie Smollett?
Good afternoon. My name is Charles Roque. I'm
Angela?
the Chief of Police of Allentown. I'm joined at the podium by Captain Steve Bilkovitz and Detective Harold Bonzer of our Criminal Investigations Division. The purpose of this press conference is to provide an update regarding the Noose investigation. I want to take a moment to thank the following agencies who assisted in this case: Lehigh County District Attorney's Office, the Pennsylvania State Police Crime Lab, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
DNA, bitches.
The Allentown Police Department conducted a thorough investigation, including interviews of persons, analysis of evidence, and consultation with the District Attorney's Office of Lehigh County. As a result of the subsequent investigation, LaTarsha Brown was charged with tampering with or fabricating physical evidence.
Now, I'm not going to say, we can figure out her race by her name, but
A misdemeanor of the second degree, and false reports to law enforcement, a misdemeanor of the third degree. As in every criminal case, the fact that a warrant has been issued or a complaint has been filed is merely an accusation. The defendant is presumed innocent until and unless proven guilty in a court of law. I'm now going to ask Captain Milkovich to provide a summation of this investigation.
Good afternoon, everybody. Captain Milkovitz, Criminal Investigations Division. On January 10, 2025, at approximately 7:11 a.m., Allentown City employee LaTarsha Brown arrived at her office on the third floor of City Hall. At approximately 7:38 a.m., Ms. Brown notified the Allentown Police Department that she discovered what she believed to be a noose on her desk upon arriving at work.
oh no,
Officers assigned to the Community Outreach Unit,
that's pretty serious.
Crime Scene Identification Unit, and Criminal Investigations Unit responded, initiating a criminal investigation to identify the individual responsible for placing the noose
Oh, they
on Ms.
found him.
Brown's desk. During the investigation, video surveillance and building access control records were reviewed to identify city employees present on the third floor of City Hall between the time Ms. Brown left for work on the afternoon of January 9, 2025, and her arrival on the morning of January 10th. Those employees were interviewed. Each was asked if they would provide a buccal swab for DNA testing if needed. Every employee agreed, except for Ms. Brown. Initially cooperative, Ms. Brown later requested that the investigation be discontinued. The noose was submitted to the Pennsylvania State Police Crime Lab for DNA testing on January 14, 2025. On January 24, 2025, a search warrant was approved by the Lehigh County District Attorney's Office for Ms. Brown's DNA, and a DNA sample was obtained that same day. On January 27, 2025, Ms. Brown's buccal swab was submitted to the Bethlehem Regional Crime Lab of the Pennsylvania State Police for comparison with DNA profiles recovered from the noose.
Oh,
On March 10, 2025, the Forensic DNA Division of the Pennsylvania State Police issued a written report indicating that Ms. Brown's DNA matched the DNA profile obtained from the swabs of both the outer surface and inner knotted portion of the noose after it was taken apart. No other person's DNA profiles found on the evidentiary items involved in this investigation. As a result of this investigation,
no way. There's no way there would ever be a noose hang or in someone's office like that. There's no way unless it was some hillbilly redneck town, or like that race car driver that said there was a noose in his bay when it was probably a pull down for the garage. Whatever. And then you have Mr. Jussie Smollett, who, this is MAGA country, motherfucker. Oh, and then after this, we're going to talk about another Jussie Smollett, who was attacked by MAGA Republicans.
Investigation earlier today, Detective Harold Bonds of the Allentown Police Department filed charges against LaTarsha Brown at District Court 31-2-01 for the criminal offenses outlined earlier by Chief Roca. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
At this time, we'll take very brief questions. Rob?
Yeah, have you guys ever had a case like this in the city?
I'd have to look in our records, but this is one that we were involved in, so to answer your question for me specifically, no. Lindsay?
Can you say anything about the future of her employment with the city?
I can't comment on a person.
She better be fired.
This is only a police-related issue. Victor?
Other than the DNA, any other evidence that got you to file the charges?
Understand that this investigation is active and ongoing, and this is the charges that we put forth today that you're hearing now.
Sorry, did Ms. LaTarsha give any idea what the motive might be this case?
At this point, we're not going to discuss that.
Of course not.
I was hate crime 5 times in one night.
Fuck. That was a shitty transition, guys. Oh, I'm fired. Time to take another 2-week break. So, we talked about Jussie Smollett. We talked about that NASCAR driver whose name is irrelevant. And we had Allentown, Pennsylvania lady. So that's about it, right? Now, everything else is legit. Okay? It's legit. We're going to hear another story about an incident where this person was hate crimed. I believe they said 6 times in one day. Unfortunately, it's censored, so we can only guess what they're saying. But let's listen to this.
Okay, 3 of them by Trump supporters.
What happened?
Hold on.
I was just walking. I was hate crime 5 times in one night. Okay, 3 of them by Trump supporters.
What happened to you?
I was just walking, and then I see this truck full of 4 white men pass by me, MAGA apparel, everything. They drove
Right.
past me, and they were like, "You bend over."
Okay, so they said the N-word on campus to you.
So they said, looks what it likes. Fuck you, nigger. Bend over, nigger. How would they know you were gay?
Well, yes.
Okay, so what happened to them when you reported them?
I didn't report them.
Threatening to rape
sorry,
you
what?
is an intent of a crime. Did you go to the police? You file a police report? You hire an attorney? You sue the school? Did you go to the
That's
civil rights
money.
office? Do you file a civil rights complaint? Did you do any
Lot
of
of
that?
money.
You should.
Okay.
No, did you? Tell me, yes or no?
I did not, but
Why?
I'm not going to argue with you.
No, but
on my
you're coming in front of 2,000
experiences.
people to say it. Why did you
Right.
not go
Yeah.
to the university and say this happened?
Next instance, they threatened to rape me and then just drove off.
Hold on. So a bunch of Trump guys who are largely white heterosexual males then also threatened to rape you?
Different group of people, but yes.
I'm going to
different
show you
group.
the university official, and why don't you go file a Department of Education complaint, and let's find these terrible people that did this to you. Can we agree?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll think
and,
about
and by the
that.
way, we'll be able to look at security camera footage, and we'll see.
Okay, I'll think about that.
But you didn't do that.
Can I try
though.
to finish?
You'll think
I'm
about
not-
it. Hold on. Why wouldn't you want to do that immediately? No, honestly, I think you're Jussie Smollett at this campus. I think you're completely making this whole thing up. I think you are a complete liar because I am now giving you an opportunity to report this at the high. I will bring this to Linda McMahon, the head of the Department of Education, the federal government. I will make sure these
Oh.
people are arrested.
I totally forgot that whole statement was in here. The Department of Education. As it says in the title. Are we going to talk about the Department of Education? Nah. We're going to talk about the products of the Department of Education.
Arrested by Kash Patel, the head of the FBI. And you'll say, oh, I'll think about it. Because you're making this up. You're doing this for a political purpose. So will you, no, seriously, Kash Patel will get involved, yes? It's a hate crime. That's not acceptable. Will you do this or not?
That's really cute, Charlie, but I'm trying to give you the opportunity to alleviate hate within this group of people who have a shared ideology.
But hold on a second. There's no hate. There's just love of America here in this audience. That's all that's here today, okay? That's all that's here.
Why can you not respect the existence of trans people?
Oh shit, there's
If
more.
you mean lying, I won't lie. But every human being is made in the image of God, and so they deserve human rights.
It's lying to...
Wait, every human being is made in the image of me? Thank you. Thank you. I feel honored that Charlie Kirk would think that.
I'm confused. What?
It is a lie to call somebody
By
a sex,
pronoun that they prefer.
to call them a pronoun that is not rooted in reality. Let me ask you, can anyone become a woman?
It doesn't have anything to do with me, so yes.
Okay, look, if a biological man came next to you in your dormitory or locker room, would you be okay with that?
If they came next to me.
And started
yeah,
changing
sure.
next to you.
Sure. What does that have to do with me?
A naked man comes next to you in the locker room and just starts saying, hey, how you doing? You have no issue with that.
If it was someone that identified as a woman and they weren't hostile towards me, no, I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
Whoa. 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 So you're saying if a 6'7", 350-pound man walks into the locker room and goes, "Hi, I'm Bertha," and pulls out a fucking python, standing next to you and changing and going, "Hello. Yeah, I'm a woman." What are you going to say then? What are you going to say then?
Okay, so there is a mental delusion out there where people think that they are 12 years old. Should we affirm that?
No.
Okay, so then if we don't affirm that mental delusion, why should we affirm the mental delusion where men who think they are women or women who think they are
Because
men?
there's a power like problem with age.
And there's no power problem between men becoming women? Or going into locker rooms or winning female trophies or winning female sports?
There can be, but it's all about people being comfortable and being respectful.
You see, this is where we have a difference. So you look at the world through trying to accommodate the comfort of the oppressed. We look at the world through right and wrong, moral and immoral, and just and unjust. We don't care about making people comfortable. We care about what is right. We care about the protection of women.
Yes, protection of all women. That's what I'm supposed to say, right, YouTube? Protection of all women. Wink, wink. Let's see. Okay. I totally forgot what I was going to say. But let's talk about immigrants for a minute. But you know what? I forgot to mention. So the Department of Education. Oh my God, Donald Trump just dismantled the Department of Education. What about my student loans? Are they forgiven? No. Department of Education. Department of Treasury. Oh man. I thought he was getting rid of the Department of Education. What about special needs people? That's going to the HHS. Oh, wait, Health and Human Services, special needs. Who would have? Those don't go together. Jesus Christ. What's next? Student loans, special needs. Forgetting something. There's more, and my brain just went to shit. Treasury, student loans. What is it? SBA. It doesn't matter. They were all distributed. Oh, I'm sorry. School lunches, student lunches, free lunch program. Not gone. Moved to the Department of Agriculture. That's what your mainstream media won't tell you. But what they also won't tell you is that Donald Trump is a dirty Jew supporter. And there's possibility that Donald Trump could possibly be a Jew, with plenty of evidence to back it up. I've been contemplating whether or not running that. That's where I've been, amongst other places.
Simply believe the truth, which is that if you attempt mass deportation, it is logistically impossible without building concentration camps. I think that that is something that goes against the ethics and the soul of our great nation. I think any attempt to deport people on a mass scale is just simply not able to be done in a humanitarian way, in a way that respects the dignity that all humans deserve.
Oh, no, please keep going. Are you
Oh,
got
yeah,
it?
go.
All right, Cam, take it away.
What is a concentration camp? I mean, if you... What are you trying to do, man? Like,
No, just tell me.
Like,
Just
ask
you
you a
know what
question.
a concentration
No,
camp is?
just
It's
tell
when
me.
you-
I need to know what you're talking about. What is a concentration?
I'm
You're
saying
talking about
if
detention
you are
camp.
trying to deport 20 million people, you're gonna have to put them in a concentrated area so that you can deport them.
A concentrated area is a village. A concentrated area is a city. A
In
concentrated
this
area
current
is a
administration, it would
jail.
most likely look like a prison, yes.
Okay, so is a prison a concentration camp?
Wait, what about the one they've been using the entire time at the southern border? It's kind of like a prison, right? Remember kids in cages? Do you remember? Are you old enough to remember that?
Camp?
If it is involving the concentration of specific ethnic groups, yes.
Okay, even if those ethnic groups have committed crimes,
I mean,
Are
what
you
are
assuming
you
that all
been found-
Hispanics are
like,
illegal?
you're just
they've been
asking-
found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt for a violent crime, and now they're in prison. Just because there's ethnic diversity in prison, that makes it a concentration camp? Or are we abolishing prisons? What are we doing here? Because it seems like it doesn't really matter. It seems it's not a logistical nightmare. We
It
already
is a
do it.
legit. So
Every
you're saying
administration.
we should be placing, we should have camps of 20,000 plus.
We should have
illegal
detainment facilities.
There you go.
Which every
How does-
administration.
how is-
Obama did the same thing.
Who's defending? I'm not saying that Obama was right in
It's
building
not new.
concentration
You said it'd be a
Porter-in-chief.
logistic nightmare, but we've
It is
done
a
it. We've
logistical
done it.
Of course,
Then
you
he
didn't
wants
think
to
about it. The porter in chief, Donald Trump went. What the fuck do rich white people drink? Hold my no. Kavase would be a black person. I don't know. Hold my Cristal.
deport 20 million people. How are you going to do that humanely?
By putting people
Easily.
in detention facilities and sending their
That's how they
children
get
to
up here.
HHS shelters.
Detention facilities. I think we did that before. During World War II.
We do it every
When
day.
we
Prisons.
No.
When we took away the property of Japanese American citizens illegally.
Yeah, but we're not doing it based on their race or their nationality. We're doing it based on their violation of U.S. code, Federal Code 8,
Legal
U.S. Code 1325, improper
status.
entry by alien. They violated the law. They go to a detainment facility.
Oh,
the
They
sun-
violate
the
then
sun's
you
in my
hear
eye, I've been
about
hear-
all those motherfuckers like, oh, Donald Trump and his, they're getting ready, they're going to deport 353,000 visa holders. First of all, the government is able to do that. But what they don't tell you, ladies and gentlemen, again, fuck.
Here, could we get a little bit more shade?
Yeah, they go to jail.
Whoa.
Or they get killed.
Okay, we're not Nazis.
What is it?
Right.
What, define it. What is it? You can't define it. Why would
Political
you call
party,
somebody
actually.
something if you don't know what it is?
Fascism.
What is fascism? Do it. She said she's gonna kill me. For having a
That's
different
fascism.
opinion. That's fascism.
You guys, this reaction from these college students is due to a lack of education outside of their bubble, and social media feeds being curated by algorithms does not help. This is one of the primary reasons why I started this channel, to challenge the narrative and get people to think critically about the important issues today.
Right.
In my own search for truth,
You
I
selling
found something
something?
tackling the problems I talk about every day. Ground News,
Yeah.
a small independent team.
Get it? I get it. He's got to sell his product, but I already have a Ground News account, so they're kind of pointless for me to watch. So, ladies and gentlemen, back to the show presented earlier. Man, I'm going to hell right there.
So are you saying that there should be no consequences for coming to the country illegally?
No, that's not.
I'm just clarifying with you because you made a very convenient argument as to why we should never do a mass deportation effort ever.
But we're saying.
So what should it?
There's a
what's
difference between the punishment needs to fit the crime. If there are violent criminals that are committing crimes within the United States, I don't understand why the solution is to deport them to home countries that are that
they're
are
citizens of, right?
No,
Yeah.
because the difference is if they're committing a crime within the United States, why can't our judicial system handle that? Is the solution? Oh,
Because
if they
they're not
commit
supposed
a crime, Like, we're just going to send them away from a place they've been living for 2
we
decades?
send them to the country that they're a citizen of because it's not our responsibility to try them. But I mean, what do you think the punishment should be? Should we send them to prison? Because it seems like it's just going to be the same thing, except we continue to pay for them.
Want to send them to camp?
I think if you're really super in support of these mass deportations,
Listen.
you conceded earlier.
He wants to take all prisoners and put them in camps. We're going to concentrate all these prisoners and we're going to put them in camps. I bet you he supports that.
You can't deport 20 million people in 4 years.
I bet you can.
And you said
it would be physically impossible. But Democrats knew that when they helped facilitate the worst border crisis in American history over the last 4 years.
Why is the solution?
And they knew that people would be fighting tooth and nail against getting rid of them.
No one's here.
It was very
no one
convenient.
here is arguing.
And it was only.
Democrats failed.
It was actually only for the purpose of bringing in voters as well.
Please stop. What I was gonna say is, Obama's known for deporting the most amount of people out of every president.
Okay.
But the way that administration went about it was tactically. You mentioned earlier you would be in support of getting rid of those who have committed violent crimes or even petty.
Hold on. Anybody remember Elian Gonzalez? Huh? Remember that story?
The worst first.
Yes. So, would you be more in support of tactically arresting people, getting rid of? Oh, I'm so sorry. What you say, like the worst first, rather than holding everyone you can find right in that moment, whether or not they've committed any crime or have any criminal record other than crossing into the United States illegally.
I
just said other than crossing into the United States.
No, I see your point, and I actually think it's a pretty good question, right? When it comes to the worst first, that's the official position of this White House, this administration. It would be a waste of taxpayer dollars because it's incredibly expensive to look for people inside the United States that need to be deported. So they do collect collaterals when they do arrest the worst first. So if there are people, if they're going to an area and there's a convicted rapist that's in the United States that Democrats let in because, hey, that's convenient. Right.
But you don't
I'm just being cheeky here.
No. But you don't support just rounding people up. Like
they collect collaterals in the area.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more organized than
Wait,
we think.
wait.
It's honest.
So she doesn't agree with rounding people up and then deporting them. Does she support rounding people up in the streets, all men, and making them fight for a country for a war they didn't like without a choice? Do you support that? Because if you support Ukraine, that's exactly what you support. But it's okay when it's, not us.
Honestly, it's pretty friendly to the taxpayers so that they're not having to hunt down everybody. There are just people that are in the country illegally. Unfortunately for those people, they get picked up if they're around a criminal,
I do have a question.
So you're
violent criminal.
So you're guilty by association?
No, you're guilty for committing the crime in the first place.
But you just said I'm confused. If you're saying they're rounded up as collateral, and you're saying,
do you not understand collateral damage?
Crimes, that
well, no.
that's not
If you're around an illegal immigrant who's committed a
That's a
crime,
very good argument,
and you're in the area when that person is detained or taken in, right? You are also taken in.
If you're illegal, as well.
If you're illegal.
I do want to say, you mentioned earlier, there's competition in the job market between documented American citizens and undocumented.
Oh, here we go. For anybody that tells you, well, who's going to pick our crops? Who's going to clean our hotels? Who's going to do this? You're advocating for slavery. Speaking of slavery, a judge in England was just arrested for slavery on her housemaid. And guess what? She was also black.
I mean, I just want to, at the end of the day, I mean, you mentioned the competition in the job market, and you guys could tell me your position on this, completely open, but I think these undocumented immigrants coming into the U.S. have a lot more in common with the majority of us than these CEOs who hire them illegally instead of hiring actual Americans because they can exploit them. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to say actual Americans, I mean documented citizens.
Those CEOs want more illegal immigration. They don't want punishments.
Do you want the
it'll
exploitation
stop.
to continue?
No, I don't.
Because not deporting
but
them
I also
will
think
cause that.
think this is all just class division. They're going to make the immigrants seem like the problem rather than them who
Not class
profit
division.
off
They
of.
should also be held accountable.
Okay, thank you. That was my question, essentially.
I totally agree, and I think that's very fair. Those people are
Which is not-
criminals,
I'm
in
sorry,
my
it's
view,
not good content,
and they
it's
should be.
just-
You
I
keep
think-
saying that. We're here to have conversations. The good conversation is content.
Have an entire family who came here legally through the legal process They are not the same. Like Ilhan Omar. They are not the same.
But no, I see what you're saying there. And yes, those are really bad people that are advocating for more and more and more because it keeps wages low. And also, the issue with a lot of those people, they come here, they work illegally, and they work in really bad working conditions because if they complain, they get deported. Now those people are anti mass deportations. They're anti cracking down on immigration at the border because it brings in plenty more people so they can keep their wages down, profits high.
Yeah. No, yeah, and
So we're on the other side of that argument.
Yeah, I think there's a whole culture war thing going on where we're villainizing the immigrants rather than these people who I think are the real problem.
They're villainizing
everyone.
I don't think the goal here is not to be villainizing.
No, I'm not saying you guys. I'm not saying
well,
you guys.
certainly not
I'm saying
immigrants.
national
Geez,
conversation.
but illegal immigrants. I mean, there is a push to normalize it, and that push is from the left over the last 10 years, and that has been changing language to undocumented immigrants. Sometimes they get rid of the word undocumented and they just use immigrants. I know you didn't mean to do that.
I didn't.
No, I know. But a lot of people do it on purpose because they're changing the language to normalize it because they want more. So you had Democrats, was it Chuck Schumer or which was the major Democrat? Biden also spoke about this, of changing language to help normalize it. If you changed the name of a shoplifter to, what do you want to call a shoplifter? A receiptless shopper. Right?
I like it.
You might think that that's trying to kind of normalize it when that stigma should actually be there.
An undocumented shopper. There we go.
How do you think the naturalization process should function? Should it be easier or harder than it is right now?
About the same.
Should be about the same.
So should it change the immigration process right now? It's not a broken system.
No, I'm not saying can't be.
No.
You're saying right now, like okay, million per year. I think we're okay with that.
And more on visas.
800 to 1.2 million per year.
So do you believe in a cap on how many immigrants should be naturalized per
Yeah.
year?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I would say so. I think
Why? I don't. That doesn't make sense to me because being American isn't an ethnicity. It's a civic nation.
We can't
Like,
sustain the
Do you
population
think
of
we
the
can
world, and the
sustain
majority of the
millions
world
and
is
more and
impoverished.
more
If that was a
people?
reason to come to the United States and we just let unfettered access to the world, and we let every person who wanted to come here, the entire world would be American. We can't
Hear me
sustain
out.
that. Right? It's a problem.
Hear me out. We buy Canada. We'll give them fair market value, about $3 Canadian. And then we'll put, make it a free utopia. Everybody can be there. Right? Canada will graciously accept it. I don't know who the new governor is going to be. It's probably, some pro-Canadian, I don't know.
using that logic, and I'm going to bear with
There's
me
one
here,
guy
using that
I
logic,
can't
hey,
remember.
we
He looked like
import
a
50
mouse.
million people over the next 4 years, let's say. We imported like
You
12
remember his
million
name?
under Biden. Let's say 50 million.
Old guy.
You think that the United States will be able to handle that no problem? All at a net negative in taxpayer
no,
dollars?
because we
You
live
think
we already live in a system that has a lot. Yes, that's what I'm.
reasonable control is reasonable, and you have to grow when you need it, right? If there's need for a bunch of low-wage work, excellent. Maybe increase those numbers. You vary by demand.
You mentioned earlier, World War I, a bunch of people were brought in from Mexico to do a lot of labor while soldiers were fighting in World War I. I mean, that's
I actually
nothing
don't think
new.
that was me that talked
No,
about
you did. You just mentioned how there have been programs to bring labor into the country.
that. Of course, that's
They're
incredibly
called
reasonable.
programs.
No,
Sorry,
yeah.
Anecdote.
No. I mean, that's incredibly reasonable. You add when there is a need for it. That's excellent. And you allow people to come legally, and you punish people for coming illegally, so you don't encourage more illegal immigration, which has the consequence
How do you
of.
decide whether or not we have a need for immigration? I don't like.
It's not my job to figure that out.
know,
They
but-
can figure out what the job market needs. In fact, ADP tracks data for jobs. They probably have a good answer for that.
Okay, but if go ahead.
I mean, I just think that advocating for the absolute. Hey, Nico, are we good on the framing? The absolute horrific reality that we saw over the last 4 years. You're saying almost by fighting this hard against this, saying, hey, you know what? That's cool next time. And guess what? I'm not going to do anything to enforce the law again. For me, we all knew that this would be the position from the left.
I'm not on the left. Let me clarify.
This is like the most radical
I'm
left
not
position
saying-
we've ever had in American history. Is just open borders, no consequences for illegal immigrants.
Let me clarify something. I'm not saying that we shouldn't find a way to decrease illegal immigration. But that doesn't mean that the solution is to mass
Enforce the laws?
He just got
That
mad
does not mean that the solution is
because he
to
called
mass
you a
deport people
leftist.
who have been living here for decades. Those people are just as American
That's an incentive
as
to
you or
come
me.
here illegally, right? If you
Yeah,
say,
you're rewarding
if you say
them
you've
for
been
coming
here for
illegally.
10 years, you can be
Why
an
can't
American
you
Okay,
citizen.
but the
apply?
reality
Then more
is,
people are
if
just gonna
they
come and try to
have
survive for
lives
10
that they
years.
have built here in this country, supporting American values, why does that piece of paper dictate
Because they
them being
violated the
American?
law. Their first action entering the country was blatantly disregarding
by
and
the way, the
disrespecting
evidence
the
to
laws.
suggest that enforcing the laws works is the current 94% reduction in illegal immigration. They're not coming here because we're enforcing laws. You understand
They're not
that?
coming here because they're
Raising your hand
Because
like
they're
you're in
enforcing
school.
laws.
That's right, woman.
if you want to call
Speak
it
when you're
that, sure.
requested
Wait,
to.
no, tell me why they're not coming here.
These aren't laws Trump
They're
made
not
either.
coming here because the Trump administration, if you want to say that it's an enforcement of laws, then go right ahead. But the Trump administration is inherently a detractor for immigration.
Definitionally, they're breaking the law when they come in.
Just say something.
Okay, you're.
And, they're,
yes,
and, and
Put
at
your
that
hand
point, they're
down.
criminals.
Say
how
something.
does that lead to? How does that lead to? Let's deport 20 million people. How do I don't? That's
Well,
such a
even
crazy
though
jump
she's submissive.
to go and
No, it's
say.
incredibly reasonable. The
Because
crazy
why-
position is saying,
You guys disagree.
no, it's fine. That's the point of this. It's fine. It's fine. It's
It's a
fine.
crazy-
We're allowed to disagree. We're allowed to disagree.
It's a crazy jump to, especially if they commit violent crimes in the United States. If an illegal immigrant commits a violent crime in the United States, I think it's far better for that person to go through our criminal justice system, which is admittedly broken as is, than it is for us to just send them back.
Vetting them from the beginning, so there was no violent crime committed against a U.S. citizen. That
Yeah.
policy seems crazy.
You're not saying finding them from the
You're
beginning.
saying wait till they commit a violent crime and then do something.
And why should we house them in our prisons? Why wouldn't we just deport them and let their government deal with them?
So you agree with sending violent criminals or whatever the thing is to El Salvador?
Yes.
Yeah, back to their home country. Yeah.
Really
Or
quick.
in Trump-
What about the American citizens?
to
Yeah.
prison.
They
They're
go to
our
American
citizens,
prison.
They should go to prison. and We should house them in
Marco
prison.
Rubio saying American citizens might be sent to El Salvador as well.
I don't know what you're talking about. El Salvador.
It was in the meeting
We're
with.
talking about
what's-
Guantanamo Bay.
I'm sorry.
No. In
There
El
was
Salvador.
a meeting with what's his name, Bukele.
Bukele,
Bukele,
Bukele
thank
has
you.
invited the American government to send their criminals
So
to
has
their big-
Honduras,
their
so has
big
Ecuador.
inhumane prison that they
What's
got
your deal?
going over there. And
Do you mind?
I recommend you research
if I clarify your
I like
position
it.
for the audience before we end this?
Sure.
We got to get out of here. He's getting a flight, so we got to go.
Can I clarify
Of course you can. Can I do this first?
Yeah, go for it.
Or actually, go, no.
ladies first.
I was just, thanks, guys. I was just going to say, from all of our discussions, we disagree just policy-wise. I don't think people who have been here for 30, 20, 10 plus years should be sent back when they've established a life here. And that's just something
I
we
don't give a
disagree
shit.
on. That's just a difference of opinion, and I don't think that's going to be solved here. But I will say, anyone who's mad about illegal immigrants being here should be just as mad at the fucking CEOs who are leeching off them and not hiring American workers instead because they can exploit them.
Correct.
You should be just as mad at both groups of people, and you should be just as mad at both fucking parties in Washington who let these
Ma'am.
CEOs fucking exploit them without doing dog shit about it.
Well, our party is doing something
Oh
about it.
no.
We're doing something about it. We're receiving.
Oh no, she wants to eat the rich. Eat the rich. I bet you support AOC, whose net worth is $30 million. Huh?
Back right now.
Elon Musk, who lays off American workers to hire H-1B visa workers who he can exploit and deport if they
You
complain about something.
you can't exploit H-1B visa workers. They
Yes,
are
you
required
can. You
to be
can
paid the same
deport.
as American workers.
You can deport them
Yep.
if they complain against your company. Your boss is in charge of that.
You can. The
Well,
exploitation is
kinda,
no.
yeah, because they're paying for their visa. Makes sense. Ah,
Not the same for sure,
It's
but I
definitely
agree
not
that
the
you can
same.
exploit them. I
It's
think so
definitely not the
because
same.
but not in the same way she's
because
talking
they're
about.
like largely married to that company as well that they're coming in for. So fair point. I don't know why we're bringing that up with this, but that's okay. I see your
it's not
point.
like they're
You mentioned
paying
this
them.
administration, and I
think
said
that-
the real president right now does the same thing with H-1B visas.
I think that it's to not
Donald
even
Trump
close to
does?
the same extent that's going on, but when it comes down to your argument of just being just as pissed off at those really evil CEOs, I don't think that is a controversial view. I think that's fair. This guy, I don't know about this guy right here, man. So let's clarify. I'm gonna let you defend your position. I'm gonna clarify.
hating all these big businesses and CEOs. We just had a $1.7 trillion investment to this country, I believe, by Hyundai. Or was another one? We've been getting a lot of companies investing in the United States lately. A lot of money. A lot of companies that want to build here. So what's wrong with that? You know, didn't Joe Biden run on the Build Back Better? Right? He didn't bring any new jobs, did he? No, he took a bunch of jobs away. Right? So that Keystone Pipeline, I'm kind of curious. It should still be good, right? In theory? Huh. And then let's bring up gas. So as you know, Donald Trump put a 25% tariff on companies that have been purchasing gasoline fuel products from Venezuela. That makes sense. Considering they're terrible. They're a communist country that we installed Maduro in, by the way. We put the CIA, you know, no big deal. And people are mad that Trump put the 25% tariffs because, well, he's Trump and it's Venezuela, you know, a country that's supposed to be bad. So they support it. What are they going to do? That NATO, the entire time since this war has been happening, has still been purchasing Russian oil. Oh no. Oh, so they're supporting the war effort in Ukraine on both sides, but profiting more on it because of this war. Interesting. Interesting.
We'll start low so people don't like already be like, yeah, because she said 10, she's gonna be like this computer.
Today I'm back on the dumbest college campus I've been to, and I'll be trying to find students that can answer general knowledge questions. Sadly, all these students are dumb, and you'll be surprised by the end of the video. But before we get into the video, make sure you like and subscribe. We're trying to reach 100K by the end of the year. All right, enough yapping, let's get straight to it. What century are we in?
What century are we in?
Yeah.
Like, what you mean by century? Like 2020? What you mean?
Like what century are we in right now? Like the century, like, you know?
Well, like the century, like.
Yeah, the century.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how smart are you?
10.
Like a 6, like a 7.
Pretty smart.
6.
Like the century, like, you know?
Oh, the world, like you said.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, what century are we in?
Earth? Like, what shit?
For sure.
I mean,
Nah, hey.
Like, am I tripping?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, no, you're tripping.
What is it?
The 21st century.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What is 3 cubed?
Oh.
Summer?
No?
27! I'm
there
just
you-
kidding.
oh.
It's 9.
It's 9? Okay, yeah, correct.
Go viral? Did you know who she
Oh, is that you?
Yes. The 3 cubed girl, I said 27 and it went viral. It got 10 million views on campus.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I said 27.
yeah,
And
but
she
what's
didn't
the right answer though?
It's 9.
Yeah,
But I didn't know
Oh, okay.
originally. Summer
But-
3
but-
cubed.
Yeah, no, you're right, okay. Yeah.
Look at her friend.
Hopefully this video gets 4 million.
Summer.
Yeah, what's 3 times 3 times 3?
3 cubed is 27.
9, yeah. No, you're messing her up. You're messing her up. We don't want to do like the stereotype like blondes don't know math and like things like
I'm
that.
actually really smart.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay. Can you tell me how many dimes are in a dollar?
How many dimes are in a dollar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a trick question.
No, it's not.
It's got to be a trick question.
It's
Hold on.
definitely not.
Okay.
How many dimes are in a dollar? 4.
4 dimes.
Yes.
What year was the U.S. founded?
1782.
There you go. How about the
Oh.
month? Do you know the month?
No.
In 1460s?
1776.
1776.
Can you give me the month?
July.
What day?
17th.
17th, correct. Bro, we celebrate it every year.
Dumbass.
Oh, the 4th. God damn it.
How long is a quarter of an hour?
25 minutes.
Now, how'd you get that? Like, what'd you do to get
Well, quarter is 25 cents.
You're,
So, like, when you think of an hour, like,
I get what you're trying
Yeah.
to say. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
How could? Yeah. No. How long is a quarter of an hour?
How long is a quarter of an hour?
Yes.
Isn't it 30 minutes?
There you go. She's.
What's so funny? Am I doing this wrong?
No, you're not.
I'm nervous. 30 minutes?
30 minutes?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
20 minutes?
No. You were close.
Was it 40 minutes?
You need to get some
Yes.
better hair.
No, it
Better
wasn't.
wig.
Still.
No, what?
No. A quarter of an hour.
Tell me.
15 minutes.
Okay.
Can you tell me how many dimes are in a dollar?
Oh, God. 50?
50
I need
dimes?
her to give me change.
How'd you get that number?
When I count the drawer at work, I have to know that.
I want my change
Oh, at work
back.
at drawer.
all
Yeah,
the
the
time.
drawer.
So you work.
Yeah.
So you work. I'd love to go there because I want 50 dimes. Yeah, I would love 50 dimes. Like, give you $1, give me 50 dimes. I'm making profit off you.
Wait, is that wrong?
What's 77 plus 33? 100. What is 9 plus 9 plus 9?
21.
How long is a decade?
A decade. Ain't that 100 years?
Okay. Yeah. No, I was just asking.
Is
Oh.
it
No.
1,000?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's 1,000?
No.
What is it, 10?
Yeah.
10,000.
10? Okay, so it was 10.
It's 10. Yeah.
Okay, it's 10.
Okay.
So what's 100 then? A century. A century.
So what
okay.
century are we in? Matter of, yeah.
The 20th century?
Huh?
20th century?
20th century?
Yeah.
How long is a quarter of an hour?
How long is a quarter of an hour? 25 minutes.
Okay. How?
You know how I learned the century we were in when I was a kid back in high school? I was like, it's 1999 or 1990, Bob. We're in the 19th century. I'm like, but, figured out I was wrong. And I was like, just add 1. Wait. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, just add 1. So if it's 1900, it's 2000. Right? Makes sense? 21st. 2000 is 21st century. Add a 1. Add a...
How'd you get that? Like, what'd you do to?
I heard quarter and I thought 25.
How long is an hour?
60 minutes.
So like, what's the quarter of that?
60 quarter. I can't even tell you.
No?
Nah.
You're gonna stick with 25?
Yeah.
What is 77 plus 33?
100?
How many minutes are in a quarter of an hour?
That one I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm not gonna lie, that
No.
one I don't know.
Not even like, quarter of an hour.
I'm not good with time and like quarters. It's either it's that time or it's not. So give me just a second.
Take that hat off. I want to see if that hair
Repeat
still
the
sticks.
question.
How many minutes are in a quarter of an hour? You get 10 seconds.
Okay. 5? Is that right?
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Why am I red?
That's not right, is it?
It is absolutely incorrect.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not
Didn't turn
like I
the red
can't
light
even. It's kind of sad, but like it's. Yeah. Hey, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. It's actually 15.
I was close, kind of.
If you would have multiplied it by,
wasn't- yeah.
I get what you're saying. I get
All
it.
right.
Thank you.
Thank
I appreciate it. Yeah. The U.S. is cooked, like absolutely cooked. And guess what? People in the comments are like, "This is where my tax dollars are going to. This is our future generation.
Yeah.
This is gonna run the world. This is who votes. This is gonna be my doctor in the future." they're like, oh.
Maybe it's because
They
I'm
vote,
like
by the
20
way.
years old.
Like, they're like, these people vote, by the way. Yes, they do vote. And guess what? They're gonna vote for Biden again. Who is the first president of the U.S.? The first president of the U.S. is on the $1 bill. I'll give you that.
I thought that was Thomas Jefferson. though.
Yeah, that's right. Thomas Jefferson. What about George Washington? What bill is he on?
Yeah, my nigga. My nigga got you, bro.
Yeah. What is 1/3 of 45?
Oh, bro, I can't do that. I might have to tap out of the interview.
It's no?
Serious?
Okay, 45 divided by 3.
What's happening?
No?
can't, I'm
Okay, all right, no worries. How many weeks are in a year?
Oh, that's a great question. Ain't it like, okay, hold on, 12 months for 100 and, I don't know, like 103, I don't know.
103 weeks?
Yeah, maybe.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how smart are you guys?
Don't really know how to like rate that, but I guess like I would say maybe like we'll start low so people don't like already be like yeah because she said 10 she's gonna be like this computer.
All right, enough yapping. All right, what about you? What about you?
I'd say like a 5.5.
5.5. All right, there we go.
Honest?
So, okay. Average. How many dimes are in a dollar?
How many dimes are in a dollar? There's 10 cents is a dime, and then 4 quarters make a dollar. So, let's see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Isn't it, I don't want to say 100. No, wait, hold on. Okay. 4 quarters, 25 cents per quarter, and that's 4. Okay, so
Is this Common Core?
dime is 10 each. So that's
The
2
brain is
dimes
smoking.
gives you a quarter and a half.
I'll give you your own
That's
question.
2.
Can I take this?
Okay.
2 dimes is not a quarter and a half either.
One and a half.
No, take your time. Take your time.
1.5 quarter.
1.5 quarter.
No, not 1.5 quarter. Okay. 2 dimes
2 dimes.
is 20 cents. Then you do another.
Yes, you're on something. You're on
2,
something.
and then so 3, that's 30 cents.
Right.
And then you do that.
Do you need your phone?
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Where's my pen?
No calculator. No calculator.
No, not my. Okay, so I can't count on my hands.
Okay.
And I just want to say this: I'm not an engineer
No, it's all
major
good.
or a math major.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Engineer? So he's an
Just guess
engineer
a number.
major.
It's fine. It's whatever.
Oh wait, this is the little thing that they do, and they put it on the little thing. Okay, so yeah, my name is Oshun. It's 2 dimes gives you. I mean, two dimes give you $1.
There you go. Okay.
I'm paying this
No, this
bitch
is sick.
in dimes.
What is 33 plus 77?
33 plus 77. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 100, 70 plus. Wait, what did you say? 77.
Plus 33.
33, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, and then 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, what to call it? 7, 8, 9, 10 is 10. Then you carry the 3.
I forgot the question.
300? Isn't it 300?
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. What's your name?
Jada.
All right, Jada. On a scale of 1 to 10, how smart are you?
Like a 6. I don't want
Like
to,
it.
be arrogant.
Okay, okay. What year was the U.S. founded?
1776.
Okay. How many dimes are in a dollar?
10.
10 dimes. What is 3 times 3 times 3?
3 times 3 is 9, so 27.
Okay. What is 9 plus 9 plus 9?
18 plus 9 is also 27.
Okay. What is 25 plus 85?
Oh my god, you're stressing me out, bro. Okay, that's 90, 110. 110.
Oh, okay. All right. Last question. How long is a quarter of an hour?
A quarter of an hour is 15 minutes.
Yes. What is 1/3 of 45?
1/3 of 45. I'm not good with fractions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't fall. He was about to fall with the camera.
What class is this?
Oh, gender studies.
Oh, man. There you go. Little humor to the end of the rest of the day, but also at the same time, we're fucked. We're fucked. Department of Education, keep doing good things. Linda McMahon, that is what it is. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children of all ages, I am hungry. I'm about to go eat. Pizza's sitting right here below me. And, yeah, I'm not telling y'all how to think, just telling you to think. And, we shall see. We will meet again. Have a good rest of your day. Oh.